back on the inside. Newton would find Gareth Ellis. Short ball from him to Jamie Peacock. Now the captain of Great Britain again. Underneath the New Zealand post, Peacock will get to his feet and play it to Newton. Newton then with the pass to Maguire. Maguire short ball to O'Loughlin. And O'Loughlin is tackled by 3 New Zealand defenders. It's the last one. The referee has already shouted the tackle has been held, and that is a penalty, and rightly so.
Where'd it go?
Well, I don't know whether Harpy didn't hear the call, but it was pretty loud from Stephen Clark.
Good. Oh, it was almost a good ball from Long to Ellis.
Yeah, it was try time, and he knows it. It was an error by the Kiwis at the kick-off. It's one thing that they didn't want. You can see there it came straight on to Monty Beetham. And he's shouting and shouting. Even looks at it. Look at that. Ellis knew. He was flying over. In good form, Ellis. Played very well last weekend for Leeds. 2 tries.
It's twice that in this match now. That final pass has just let us down for 2 good tries. Gareth Ellis running a brilliant line. Just needs that soft pass from Sean Long as he's coming hard and straight. Some great signs so far for Britain.
The biggest problem for the Kiwis now at the moment is that you can see Robbie Paul is in charge of the dummy half area, but they're really not testing it. He's having a little bit of a scamper now, but they need more of that.
Stacey Jones finds some space on this near side, and Henry Farfili did well taking in the pass from Willie Talau. But Britain muscle up down their left-hand side. Robbie Paul, Vinnie Anderson, here is Monty Beetham.
Pretty good defence from Great Britain.
Last tackle, Kidwell to Roberts, left-footed kick high, and Wellens takes control of the situation just as he does on this ground for his club, St Helens. Good chase though by Shontaine Harpy.
Wonderful to see the confidence that shows through in the play of Paul Wellens. He was shouting as soon as that ball went into the air, "It's mine."
Keith Senior now for Great Britain, but good tackling here by the Kiwis. That's 3 tackles gone. They've restricted Britain to just 2 metres forward. Can Morley make any more? Peacock rather, could he make any more? Let's get the half-time news. Bill.
Eddie, just a bit of further news on Paul Sculthorpe. It is the left knee. It's medial ligament trouble by the sound of things, and he will have a scan tomorrow on the injury. So obviously Paul Sculthorpe playing no further part tonight. The New Zealand camp not at all disheartened by the situation they find themselves in. Brian McLennan, the coach, told it was very calm at half-time. There was no paint flaking off the St Helens dressing room wall. The message was stay strong, stay focused, just cut out the silly errors. And they reckon that they can come home stronger. They reckon they are the fitter and stronger of these 2 sides. And in the last 15 minutes, they're hoping they're still in touch.
They could be in touch here because this is a great run with Robbie Paul on the end of a Leslie Vainicolo pass. But Great Britain in the shape of Wellens and Graham getting down. This is only tackle number 4, and there's plenty of movement. And Anderson flings the ball back. It will be collected by Ben Roberts. David Solomona's on his shoulder. Roberts goes up the middle. That's tackle number 5, this set of 6. Robbie Paul again at dummy half. Finds Stacey Jones. And Stacey Jones drifts the ball looking for Henry Farfili. And it bounces off him and straight into the arms of Terry Newton.
Pretty lucky to get away with that, Great Britain. No one really tested that kick. Pinpoint accuracy, and he was lucky that Terry Newton was just loitering. Not the best attempt, was it, by Leon Price?
James Graham to try and run the ball away from his own posts for Great Britain. Sean Long. Now it's Lee Gilmore.
Trying to find that quick play of the ball. At the moment, the Kiwis controlling the ruck area, but with Price getting out of there again. Good mark of defence by the Kiwis. Finding a bit of space on the edge with Gleeson.
Gleeson is pulled down. This is the last one. O'Loughlin, they look inside for Long. Oh, and the kick is charged down by Vinnie Anderson. Leon Price tidies up for Great Britain. It's 6 to go. Well, Vinnie Anderson knows all about Sean Long and his kicking from his St Helens days, of course. Keith Senior trying to go around the outside of Farfili.
Great work by Vinnie Anderson. Oh, great stuff.
Vinnie Anderson, a terrific tackle that was on Adrian Morley. Here's Graham. Tries to go inside Alex Chan. Newton. To Long. Maguire, quick hands. And quick hands again from Gilmore to Gleeson. Back to Gilmore. Oh,
it's going to be a penalty.
Very dangerous tackle.
Silly play. Also not the most admirable thing I've seen A.D. Gardner do either. The official was fully aware. It was a bad one from Leslie. Turn him out to report. Graham don't like it, and that is very dangerous indeed.
And he's been placed on report, Leslie Vainicolo, by Stephen Clark for that. Thankfully, Gilmore is all right.
Seem to remember Eddie Lee Gilmore receiving a similar tackle down at Loftus Road, injured pretty badly down there, knocked about. Let's hope he's okay. When they hit, they stick, don't they, these Kiwis?
They certainly do. Oh, he was nearly through Morley. Good tackle by Alex Chan, but he held on to him to prevent a quick play of the ball. Here is Terry Newton. Now it's with Sean Long. This is Paul Wellens. They have a man on the overlap wide. Wellens up the middle. Gets the ball away to Senior. What a brilliant try. Created by Paul Wellens. Scored by Keith Senior. But it was Wellens' brilliance that got the ball away in the tackle. And Great Britain stretched the lead, courtesy of Keith Senior's 9th try in the international arena.
Well, it all came about by the silly high tackle. Flipped him right over, did Vainicolo, and from that position, sheer quality. Great Britain are not only playing with a lot of confidence, but with a lot of skill as well. Great support play. What a game Paul Wellens is having. Solid in defence, and the ability to chime into the three-quarter line. Look at the step there, and the offload. Great.
Well, the Lions have been under pressure on their own line for almost 5 minutes, bashed back there, but they held the composure, they held possession, and eventually they got a chance to work upfield. Bit down that short side, penalty, spreading the ball wide and showing real class to attack the Kiwis wide out again. They've had some joy with moving the ball wide, and I expect they'll continue to do it.
So Keith Senior, who has been ever present for Leeds Rhinos this year and got a try against Wakefield on Friday, increases the lead, and Leslie Vainicolo faces an anxious wait because that tackle on Lee Gilmore is on report. And Sean Long has eventually made his way alongside Stan Wall to take this conversion attempt. He was going back and lining up because he's not been kicking goals this year.
Are they going to let Stan have a go at the end?
Well, maybe when the final siren goes, they should. Stan Wall, there he is, leaving the Great Britain job. But Sean Long isn't. His boot ensures that Britain lead by 24 points to 4. Stan Wall is leaving the Great Britain job, but he will still be very much part and parcel of St Helens.
The quality of Wellens. The presence of mind to look with Senior in support. It's a masterclass from Great Britain.
Keith Senior, 30 years of age. He has been a regular for the past 10 years for Great Britain. There is Paul Wellens, and he's underneath the kickoff. And surely Paul Wellens this year, the way he's playing, he must be a contender, and it's another name we'll put into the hat for the Man of Steel if he keeps this up. I think we've given about 7 Men of Steel out this year, haven't we, Phil?
Well, he'd always get my vote. Mr. Consistency. At times it's St. Wellens, not St. Helens when you come to Knowsley Road. He saved them so often, always performs near his best, and so important to the red and white, and the red, white and blue.
Here is Gareth Ellis for Great Britain, and as you can see, they have overwhelming possession in this second half. Newton was going to go inside, went down the blind side, found Long. It's a great kick, it's hacked forward, and it's picked up again by Wellens. 6 to go. James Graham! James Graham! Oh, second try for the youngster. Picked the ball up, and over he went. A huge hole, but James Graham, 20 years of age, he had the awareness and the coolness of a veteran then. And James Graham over for a magnificent try. He will remember this night for years and years.
Again, working the short blind side. It's a beautifully weighted kick from the little halfback Sean Long. Price got a fingertip to it. And who's there again? Paul Wellens. And this guy goes in for his second international try. Wonderful weighted kick. They were there in numbers. You can't say the same for the Kiwis. Well, this youngster probably just cannot believe it. 2 tries on his debut.
Well, he and his teammates are putting the great back into Great Britain. Great Britain completing the sets, and a dangerous kick whenever possible from Sean Long puts the Kiwis under pressure. The alertness of his teammates just too much, and again Britain striking from deep and registering points.
Liverpool born, an Evertonian. He went to Days High School in Maghull, and he was captain of the England Academy Tour not too long ago, and James Graham is making the step. And Sean Long is kicking the goal, and Great Britain hit the 30-point mark. It's 30 points to 4.
The key factor with any kick is to kick into open, empty space. And that is what Sean Long has done. Price did well, good footwork, but he's all over the shop, isn't he, Paul Wellens? The final pass to this young fella.
Here he is again, he's on a hat-trick, and Kidwell and Chan bring him down.
You know, we got to see the 2 things that James Graham brings that makes him such a good player at such a young age. He's fast, which we've seen for the try, and very often when he's taking the ball forward, he's just got subtle footwork, just puts him in between 2 defenders, helps him play the ball quicker. He doesn't get smashed and driven backwards, and it gets his team rolling forwards.
Drive forward by Morley. And I tell you what, nobody epitomises the Great Britain spirit better than Adrian Morley. He flew 12,000 miles after playing for the Sydney Roosters in the NRL at the weekend. He put his hand up, he wanted to play, and he is here. And no jet lag on show yet for Adrian Morley.
Yes, knock on, forward pass, call it whatever you want. They're looking a little bit tired of the Kiwis at the moment. Mainly brought about with the massive possession that GB had in that first half. And it has to take its toll. It's been a bit of fits and starts for New Zealand. But I am so impressed with Great Britain, Eddie. They are playing as a unit. It's the best I've seen them play collectively for years.
This is Danny Maguire. Jinking run from Maguire. Second try for Danny Maguire. It's all going to the script for Brian Noble, John Sharp and co. And Great Britain, well, they are putting a marker down for the Tri-Nations. There is no doubt about that. Danny Maguire with the latest Great Britain try.
From the scrum base, they got it away. Notice how Sean Long made sure that Stacey Jones committed himself, but the twinkle toes did it all. See Stacey Jones come to him, and look at the step, and the fend, and the speed. CLASS, class.
Fast players with footwork, Eddie. That's what it's all about at international level. We've seen the last 2 tries with that. Skipping in between defenders and then being too quick for the opponents around him. There's no planned move with that. Just give it to the kid and say, listen, do your magic.
Danny Maguire, terrific try, right under the sticks. This should be meat and drink to Sean Long, and indeed it is. And Great Britain are ahead by 36 points to 4 against New Zealand. Well, I'll tell you what, there are many people around that would expect Great Britain to have put the cleaners through this New Zealand side the way they have so far tonight. And you have to ask the question, Steve-O, would they have done this against a full New Zealand side?
Well, it's hard to decide one way or the other, but all we have to look at is the way that we've played. And it has been fantastic. They've worked for each other, they've shared the workload, they've wanted to support. We have seen some fantastic tries.
Phil, I remember when Monty Beetham was our guest on Boots and All recently, we went through about 25 names of Super League Kiwis who could have played. This is the team that Brian McLennan has picked out. And you have to say, Great Britain, mighty impressive.
Very impressive. Don't forget, though, the last time Great Britain played New Zealand was a record victory, 38 points to 12. So the British side, given time and when they are at the best, can compete and beat this Kiwi side. It's just that we were slow in starting the Tri-Nations last year. We can't afford that this year, and I guess in November we'll find out just how good Great Britain are.
But it will give terrific encouragement to Great Britain, the team, the management and their supporters. And here is Fielden. 5 tackles gone. The thing about Great Britain in the Tri-Nations 2006, Steve-O, that they appear to be preparing for it.
And also, it's probably the best kicking game that I've seen from the British outfit for quite some time. Look at the chase there. You talk about enthusiasm, team spirit, pride. It's all on show in abundance.
And it was from New Zealand early on, remember, they had a purple patch for 20 minutes the first half.
Eddie, I remember the faces of the Great Britain team in the dressing room after they lost in Hull to Australia at the end of the 2005 Tri-Nations. That look of disappointment is a memory that still lasts with a lot of these players, and they're determined not to sit in the losers' dressing room in 2006.
Phil, you were with Great Britain, of course, last year. You resigned earlier this year. I wonder if in many ways your resignation has done the international game a favour in this country. And I don't mean just because you've gone, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they've got a new manager, they started winning. No, I just hope that the preparation this year is better. Don't forget, you know, this game's not over. New Zealand are going to rally and come back.
Of course,
but it really is an impressive start to 2006 from Great Britain.
And you pointed up a few shortcomings maybe in the way that we prepared for the Tri-Nations, and tonight is maybe a result of that.
Yeah, and I think the Super League clubs should be thanked. They're also agreed to release days now. The Great Britain squad, for the first time in a very long time, actually meet once a month to prepare to play against Australia and New Zealand at the end of the year. And we need to do more than the Kiwis and the Kangaroos if we're to beat them this year.
Yes, it's 36-4. We'll try not to get too carried away by this, but it's a great start.
You were waving your hands, shouting, easy, easy.
This is Adrian Morley.
You forgot another aspect as well. Psychologically, it's going to do wonders for the British team. And they are playing with confidence, but it's the way that they have got through their sets. Good kick and chase. It's been a great day at the office.
Sean Long taking them on up the middle, halted 22 metres out. Here's Cunningham. There's Maguire. There's another good kick up high. This is a tester for Leslie Vinocola. That's knocked forward by Great Britain. And here comes Clinton Tupi. They won't throw the towel in, these Kiwis. They will not wave the white flag, not with 23 minutes to go. We mustn't relax here, Great Britain. They must keep it going. We're approaching the period of a match, an hour, where in the past Great Britain have faded dramatically the last quarter.
They sure have, but I must say that they're eager to get into it. That their defensive pattern as well throughout this game have just allowed New Zealand no space to move at all.
Solomona gets the ball away, and that is an absolute gift for Gareth Ellis. On halfway, Great Britain then with the possession. Gardner.
And it was a gift for Ellis, but he had to work hard to anticipate that Solomon would try and offload it and run as hard as he could to get there and pick up the pieces.
Stuart Fielden began the year as a Bradford Bull and a couple of tries and a man of the match performance in the World Club Challenge against West Tigers. Will end the year as a Wigan player, and Great Britain have conceded a penalty. There was obstruction there as Maguire ran a lateral line.
Yes, definitely a shepherd. As soon as Peacock made contact with the opposition, the Australian referee Stephen Clark was obviously going to get there. Now the Kiwis, they'll be looking for something to get out of this game.
Harlequins Wigan on Saturday at 6 on Sky Sports 2. A crucial match for both the clubs, and Brian Noble, the Wigan coach, the Great Britain coach, looking for a third win in a row in Super League. This is Robbie Paul, and Castleford Warrington is a Sunday lunchtime kick-off, Sunday at 12:30 on Sky Sports 1. Warrington looking to get back on track, Castleford looking to get away from the foot of the table.
Brian Noble will get that message out now to his players and ensure that they don't allow New Zealand to score. That is an important facet.
That's terrific chase by the Kiwis then. Henry Farfili was involved, and Leon Price was trapped in goal. He also received a little bit of help from Willie Tallow. So it's going to be a goal line dropout here by Great Britain. The first of the match for Brian McLennan's men.
The one area that he will be very happy with in regards to the Kiwi side is that the defensive qualities of Shantae Harpy and Willie Tallow, they've virtually blotted each other out. Gleeson and Senior.
Great offload by Paliasina.
Very few breaks from either of them.
Great tackle there by Jamie Peacock on Motu Tony. It had to be as well. Stacey Jones, and here is young Harrison Hansen. Still plenty of men left for the last quarter of the match on both sides. Solomona, and they slip the net to Shantae Harpy. This is danger for Great Britain as Robbie Paul fires the pass to Harrison Hansen. On for Monty Beetham just a few moments ago. 2 touches of the ball already. This is Stacey Jones. Now it's with Clinton Tupi. And Tupi, well, they went for the ball on the inside, went backwards. Ali Lauatiti is able to pick it up. Lauatiti picking up ahead of steam. Great ball round the corner. Harrison Hansen, though, is enveloped by the British defence.
Great scrambling defence as well. They got back in numbers.
Tony, Solomona, ball bouncing everywhere, picked up by Leslie Vainicolo, and it's a turnover. New Zealand appealing for 6 to go, but the referee, Mr. Clark from Australia, says that's the turnover.
Brian Noble will be beaming with delight over that. The way that Great Britain got back in numbers, they've made a real mess of it.
He won't be beaming with delight about that. Paliasina has scored, and Adrian Morley went without the ball, I think. And that is where you have to say Great Britain have to keep their eye on the ball and their mind on the job at every second of a test match, because Australia and New Zealand at full strength will take advantage of mistakes like that, and Paliasina has just done exactly that for this New Zealand side.
It's a good effort, but it is a schoolboy error, and they know it. Morley just took his eye off the football, could see the onrush in defence, and it's a wonderful try by Paliasina. A little bit of disappointment written on the faces of the Great Britain squad, but I'm sure that the way they're playing and the confident manner that they're getting into the task, I think they'll fight back.
Well, Paliasina gets the try. Stacey Jones, can he add the extras? Yes, he can. And New Zealand hit double figures. It's 36 points to 10. And that was a critical error by Adrian Morley. Maybe a touch of jet lag coming in. He's still out there on the field, as you can see, but he has done his job. And Pekka Paliasina of Wigan, he took complete charge of that situation. Now Great Britain have to beware here of the Kiwi backlash. What a tackle.
Martin Gleeson, take a bow.
Vainicolo of all people. Here is Solomona again. Well, the New Zealanders have noticeably upped the ante. It's with Stacey Jones. Now Robbie Paul. Here is Lauatiti. Lauatiti, great flick past to Willie Tallow. Here is Henry Farfili, and Senior gets him down. Robbie Paul to Stacey Jones. Suddenly there's danger here for Great Britain as Harrison Hansen is dumped to the ground by Adrian Morley. Last tackle. Stacey Jones, high to the corner. A.D. Gardner, beware. Paul Wellens and Gardner, and it's Gardner who claims it.
Well, that's a very late tackle indeed. Well, no one appeared to shout there, and then he got what... Well, that should have been penalised. Trying to take his head off with the swinging arm. But you're right, you should never let these Kiwis and just think that they'll throw the towel in. They won't.
just to
battle right to the end.
Just to calm things down here for Great Britain. They need another try. And Stuart Fielden. It's a good job that Talau missed him. Kieran Cunningham. Here now, Gareth Ellis. Last tackle. Tigerish defence from the Kiwis. Long gets the kick away, but it's poor. It's straight into the arms of Clinton Tupy. Now the kicking game thus far for Britain has been good.
Yeah, this is a good last 15 minutes for Brian Noble here now. Team under pressure. How can they cope in the closing stages of a test match? He'd said all along he wanted a meaningful match mid-season for the Great Britain team. He's certainly got that with the passion that the Kiwis are playing with at present.
And Brian McLennan, the New Zealand coach, said his men would come good in the last quarter of the match, and so it's proving until Ali Lauatiti puts that pass down on the deck. It's a knock-on, and Great Britain will be relieved about that.
That was a shame. It was a wonderful run by Stacey Jones. Wanted the big fella to come back on the inside just a little bit too late. He knew it was going to be a struggle, this fella, Brian McLennan. He knows he will have a lot more depth to select from, of course, down under the Tri-Nations.
15 minutes to go here in the 4X test at Knowsley Road. Oh, and that went over the head of Martin Gleeson and Adi Gardner. Well, they lost some ground then. They lost a bit of impetus then. Vainikolo is limping on that left wing and is about to be replaced over there. Oh. Great Britain dropped the ball again, and it was Wellens who came up with an uncharacteristic mistake.
I think that was knocked out, Eddie. Not seen by the official.
New Zealand have suddenly got a head of steam on. Oh.
Get your foot anywhere near
and
that.
it is
You step right over
a faulty play of the ball. And the referee quick to penalise it because he didn't put his foot on the ball at all, Paliacina. No, he didn't even make an attempt, he just lifted the foot and rolled it back.
Yeah, most referees will allow the player to get away with it if it looks right.
If he makes a genuine attempt.
He didn't on that occasion.
Thank you, boys.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Patrick had appeared on the field then as the referee.
I think you're right, Eddie. Is that Great Britain will want to finish with a flourish, and I think the crowd here, and it's a good crowd. They've turned up in numbers.
Yes, they have. Peacock a little unhappy with the attention he was receiving then. This is Fielden. £450,000 worth of talent that Wigan have signed. Here is Kieran Cunningham. How much would this fella be on the open transfer market? He'd be priceless, wouldn't he?
Sure would.
Gleeson. Here is Maguire. Now it's with Sean Long. Back to Leon Price. Leon Price wide. Wellens tries to go inside Stacey Jones. Flattened to the ground though by the flying tackle of Willie Talau. Leon Price. Gareth Ellis had to stretch for it. Here is Sean Long. Long finds Maguire. Maguire wide to Martin Gleeson. Wide to Gardner. He won't be denied this time, surely. Adi Gardner gets the try for Great Britain that has been over an hour in coming. He was denied by a forward pass in the first half, and he crowns his international debut with his first try for his country. Adi Gardner will hope it's the first of many, many more to come. The 23-year-old winning his first cap tonight, a try in each of St Helens' last 5 matches, and he has come up with a try on his test debut.
Well, there was the fumble. That's good. He gets it very, very quickly. That was only minutes into the game, and then he becomes zero, not the hero. Great centre play. You'll remember that one, Gardner. You'll be looking after it as well. That is great to see. 2 halfbacks combining with the centre, and you put in the winger in the corner. That's all you ask in rugby league. That's all you want in 3-quarter play.
There isn't a better sight than seeing the ball transferred from one sideline to the other and a try in the corner. It's what people pay to see. It's what Great Britain have delivered.
And can Sean Long deliver his 6th goal from 6 kicks? No, that was a bit ambitious maybe. But 40 points to 10, it is now Great Britain's highest ever score in a test match against New Zealand, and it beats the 38 points they scored against the full Test 13 at Huddersfield in the Tri-Nations of last year.
Well, Great Britain here now, they're starting to show they can strike again. They've got up close and personal now with this Kiwi side, and that's fantastic skill. They've shown us almost every way you can score a try here at Knowsley Road, and this mid-season international could really build into something special.
Roberts restarts for New Zealand. We hope so. We dearly hope so. They took an early bath, if you like, from the Tri-Nations last year, Great Britain. They got over the top of New Zealand, gave themselves hope, but against Australia they were found to be wanting. But this being done tonight without Paul Sculthorpe for the most part of the game, and it's exactly what Great Britain want, just to try a few things out, and that's what they're doing here, and they've tried them out to some tune here. And there's the unfortunate Paul Sculthorpe on the sideline. We'll have a scan tomorrow on the injured knee. He's supposed to be coming to boots and all with us, as I told you earlier on, tomorrow, but obviously we will have to wait and see. Oh, how about this? Wayne Rooney, Sean Long, more like.
We'll have a look at this one, Will. Stephen Clark.
Well, he will hand this to David Campbell, but what about the soccer skills then from the British players?
Through to the ground.
Well, it was another little fancy footwork from Leon Price.
I'm not sure that after the second kick, I wonder whether they're offside or they're all outside out on this side, aren't they?
It's a charge down, though.
Oh, yes, it is.
He touches it, so that's play on. Bang. The referee says it's all on.
So it's play on. It's this one. It's this kick here I'm just slightly concerned about there.
I think he's got it okay.
What are you saying, Eddie? You think Fielden's in front of Price?
I think Fielden might be just fractionally in front of Price.
I don't.
No, I don't.
I think this is okay.
There.
Okay for the TRY, as far as I'm concerned.
Your name isn't Dave Campbell. He's the video ref.
There is times when you get that relief. That's great footwork, isn't it? That's the second occasion he's done that in this second half.
Leon Price, Reed, Stephen Gerrard, Shaw, Stuart Fielden, Reed, Frank Lampard, and
Here's a pickup.
Sean Long.
And here's the 4 points.
Rooney. I think he's seen enough. David Campbell, this will be a try. And it is. "44 points to 10 with a kick to come."
A little bit fortunate, but you could see there quite clearly that Motu Tony made an attempt for it, and excuse me, they're in the numbers. They've been fantastic in support. They've been all over the place. The red, white and blue has shone tonight like it's never shone before for many, many a year. Fast, furious, good, solid play.
Long at the extras.
I think they've just wanted to be the first to every ball on the floor, haven't they, tonight? Sean Long got a kick charged out earlier in the match and was almost embarrassed from it, but on that occasion he went through, and Britain were the quickest to react, pushed up on the ball, and even if it hadn't been Sean Long, there were 2 or 3 other players up in support, zigzagging up this left-hand side of the field. The kick came through, and Britain again, the fastest to react. Good skills on the end of it. You're now starting to see some confidence in this red, white and blue.
Short kick off by Motu Tony, but Long sails above everyone and gets the ball, gives it to Maguire. We've got 8.5 minutes remaining here, and Great Britain in total control of the match, as they have been after the opening, 10-15 minutes when New Zealand rocked them, particularly when Vainikolo got that early try.
And that's the reason why it has been such an admirable performance by GB, is the fact that they, like so many times in the past, they didn't panic, they didn't fall apart. They just got back to getting back to the game plan. Good, solid work in the forwards. The combination with the 3 quarters has been superb.
Well, we thought that this British pack, which has got some height and some weight amongst it, we thought that they would dominate New Zealand, and so they have. Cunningham to Maguire. Here is Long. This is the last tackle for Great Britain. Wellens, Senior down the line again. That's touched, and that's touched also by Robbie Paul. Will that be a goal line dropout? Yes, it will.
Yeah, it should be. I don't think Senior realised that
He had 6 to go.
a Kiwi hand onto it, and he just lunged with a kick. A neat little chip over.
Henry
You can see-
Farfield,
yeah, he got it to it. And Robbie Paul did exactly the same thing. Solid.
Well, Louise in New Zealand, told you earlier that they're certainly watching it down under live in Waiheke Island. And they also, in New Zealand, they take us live each and every week, Steve-O, in the Super League. So they'll know all of these players that are playing in the Great Britain jersey and indeed the Kiwi jersey tonight.
They certainly do, and they will also realise that they will have all their stars to select from when it comes to the Gillette Tri-Nations at the end of this year.
Fantastic handling skills, though, from Great Britain. Senior wants to get up and play the ball quickly. Leon Price, a looping pass to Kieran Cunningham. Britain looking for the half-century. 4 tackles gone, they're 9 metres short. Long will give the ball to Maguire. He'll find Gleeson. Whoa, big hit by Tupi. Gleeson flicks it. Oh, and a knock-on by Aidy Gardner. Play on. Tupi has it back for New Zealand.
Well, a golden opportunity to get into a good position because Graham is back out there and he will be looking for a hat-trick on his debut. Now, I think the great Reg Gasnier scored a hat-trick for Australia on his debut. What a fairy story that would be if Graham could just sneak over for that third one.
We think Henderson Gill, Steve-O, is the last Great Britain player to get a try, a hat-trick of tries in his debut. Let's go down to Bill. We've got some injury news, I think.
That's right, Eddie. All the Super League coaches with players involved tonight will have been watching anxiously to make sure their players have come through. Well, we've already seen Paul Sculthorpe come up with a knee injury. Leslie Vainikolo, it seems, has suffered a similar fate. I'm not sure exactly the seriousness of it, but he's got his left knee heavily iced, and obviously he's not going to play any further part tonight.
There's the ice pack on Leslie Vainikolo's left knee, and Steve McNamara will be anxious about that. And Leslie looks a bit anxious as well.
Well, a bit unfortunate there, I think, New Zealand. It looks as though Great Britain are going to get head and feed here.
It was a knock-on on the floor, I think.
That's what the referee said. I wasn't quite so sure. I think this result really sets up the Tri-Nations at the end of the year. New Zealand, the current holders, having lost earlier in the Anzac Test to Australia, now losing at this game here against Great Britain. I'm sure their fans will flood out in New Zealand when they entertain Great Britain later in the year. It really, really will be a good clash. And as holders, the pride may be dented, but they'll bounce back when they've got a full squad.
And it goes without saying, of course, that every game in the Tri-Nations this year will be live on Sky Sports. The first one is actually on Grand Final Day at Old Trafford. It's Australia and New Zealand. Britain arrive a fortnight after that. They play New Zealand in Christchurch at the Jade Stadium on the 28th of October. And it'll be right the way through then till the middle of November. And hopefully Great Britain this year will be playing in the Tri-Nations final. And maybe they can add to, well, what we hope will be the Soccer World Cup that might be coming home this year. We'll see. And that's great defence from Leon Price.
And that's great to see, isn't it? The pride of Great Britain coming to the fore as they all rush to congratulate each other. Pretty similar to what we witnessed in that Tri-Nations final last year, the way that the Kiwis just absolutely battered the Aussies. They were running and high-fiving, and it's that experience and it's that feeling that you get running through your veins. And Great Britain have had that tonight. Very impressed with them.
Here's Keith Senior. Great Britain 3 1/4 minutes away from a good win against New Zealand here at Nosey Road. Their first test match on this ground in 35 years. And it will set them up in good heart for what's to come at the end of the year. Here is Adrian Morley. Hasn't he battled his way through this night well? Only stepped foot off the plane from Australia 24 hours ago. Fantastic effort. It is a fantastic effort from all of Great Britain, to be fair. Cunningham. That's the last tackle. 2.5 minutes remaining. Sean O'Loughlin at dummy half. Here is Danny Maguire. It helps on to Long and quickly through his hands to Wellens. Oh, and Great Britain are trapped. And that's not the best way to finish. This is Roberts. Maybe they're a bit too anxious to hit the half century here, and it's Willie Talau.
Well, I spoke too soon, saying that they had not panicked throughout this game.
And they have a penalty here, New Zealand. By the way, people might say, cruelly, this is a hollow victory for Great Britain. There are 7 of last year's 17 Kiwis who competed in the Tri-Nations final and won it against Australia 24-0 on show here for New Zealand tonight. Kidwell, oh, and he got a forward pass. He got absolutely clattered then, and he's hurt.
Yeah, he felt that one.
Melbourne Storm, top of the NRL. Oh. Referee just calls time off.
Surface block.
Now, will Great Britain just be taking it easy? Just
No, I think they'll go for a length
run
of
down,
the field try.
maybe a kick from the base of the scrum.
They just like to put a little bit of icing on top of that cake. Newton.
Tackle 1! Movement!
One advantage, of course, with Terry Newton. He can drop him in, play him anywhere in the forwards. As he came out there loose forward then with Kieran Cunningham on.
Graham will play the ball to Kieran Cunningham. I wonder whether James Graham, he probably hasn't done enough out there on the field in terms of minutes played. I was just going to pose the question about the man of the match.
Oh, it has to be the fullback, Paul Wellens. He's been involved with everything. It's a knock on.
Oh, Gardner was away. The second international try was beckoning. It was a knock on, though, you're right.
To be fair, the Kiwis knew that the whistle had been blown. He's played well. As Danny Maguire scored a wonderful try that really lifted Great Britain after the shock start. It was a good try. Great kick from Stacey Jones. Vanicola in at the corner.
Sean Long's got to be a contender for man of the match. He scored 20 points on his own tonight. 46-10. 30 seconds remaining. Can New Zealand finish it with a little flourish? They're trying to just dampen the party a bit, and this is a good test of Great Britain's defence in the last 30 seconds of the game. It's Lauatiti. Look out, look out. Henry Farfili gets the last try. They have rained on Great Britain's parade a bit. Henry Farfili, well, he is a prodigious scorer for Warrington, 19 tries this year so far, and that has just taken a little of the gloss off this performance for Great Britain, but not much.
Either way, it's a very good try indeed. Wonderful hands, Lauatiti. Notice how he just sucks in the defence. Little step, drags them away. Nothing he could do about it. Leon Price had gone in for the centre. Farfili fully deserved it. Quality try. Far too late, of course.
Yes, the test match is all over. The final siren will sound, or indeed has sounded, and this will be the last kick of the match. They're just getting the presentation podium ready for the 4X test. Trophy to be handed on. Third different kicker tonight for New Zealand, Motu Tony. Misses by a long way. That's the final whistle. It's all over. And Great Britain have won by 46 points to 14 here at Nosey Road. Adrian Morley, an heroic part he has played in this match, considering the amount of sleep he must have had over the last 48 hours. James Graham, 2 tries on his debut, and Stan Wall bids farewell. He has worked alongside Brian Noble. I think Bill said in the opening over 20 test matches, and Stan Wall leaves Great Britain on a high with this victory here at Nosey Road tonight. New Zealand led in the second minute by 4 points to 0. but then really it was a procession to the New Zealand line. Maguire, Graham with his first, Long, Senior, Graham with his second, Maguire with his second, Gardner, and then Long with his second. Here is Bill Arthur now, and he's talking to the British fullback Paul Wellens.
Paul, there was a lot of doubt how this would pan out for Great Britain. This is a bit of an unknown fixture at this stage of the season. It couldn't really have panned out a lot better, could it?
No, it was pretty good. We was very confident in our preparation. We had a really good preparation in a short space of 2 days, and you know we took that onto the field today and put in a really good performance.
A bit of a nervous start, maybe.
Yeah, it was. We probably let the Kiwis play a bit too much, and if you let the Kiwis do that, they're a pretty good side, and they got the marchers early on. But I think the way we hung in there and the way we fought back was credit to all the guys.
What do you think this says about Great Britain and the Tri-Nations, though?
I think it's very positive. Obviously, we've won quite convincingly tonight, and albeit people say the Kiwis are not at full strength, there's some very good players out there. And on a positive note for us, I think we've got a lot of areas to improve on. If we can do that, then I'm sure we'll be a match for anybody.
What about your two fellow club colleagues, Eddie Gardner and James Graham, both on the score sheet?
Yeah, it's fantastic for him. Obviously, you know him quite well from being at St Helens, and for them two guys to make the debut and put in the performance that they did, it's brilliant for them both.
Thanks, Paul. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Let's bring the Great Britain coach Brian Noble in, and as I said there, this was a bit of the unknown for Great Britain, but I think you've probably learnt a lot from tonight, haven't you?
I think it was just the exercise that we needed. That gives us a lot of confidence. We got a pretty good team there, and that's as fluent as we've been at times with the ball. I was really pleased. Defensively, we were very, very strong. That's a talented New Zealand team over there, and if you let them play and you let them trouble you as they can, you talk about a lot of points, and to keep them to 14 and maybe a couple from our errors is really, really pleasing. Plus, we saw some shape and we saw some good tries from ourselves as well. It was a good night at the office.
I suppose you'd probably wish that the Tri-Nation was just round the corner now.
Oh, well, no, it gives fuel for the fire, and the people that didn't play tonight, we've got some very good players just who were unlucky not to play tonight, but it gives us that building block, and I think it'll fuel New Zealand's fire at the end of the year. They'll have to be, and if they watch these pitches down under, they'll be thinking, yeah, well, we can play a bit.
Thanks, Brian.
Pleasure.
So there it is. That's what tonight's little argument between Great Britain and New Zealand is all about. The 4X trophy, and it is about to be presented to the British skipper. Now, will it be Paul Sculthorpe or will it be Jamie Peacock? I would think Jamie Peacock probably will be given the honour. But first of all, we're going to name the man of the match, and it is the man we've just interviewed, Paul Wellens, the St Helens fullback. Magnificent performance from him. And of course, that is a very popular award on this ground. Paul Wellens is the man of the match, and very well deserved as well. The crowd have stayed here to see the presentation of the trophy. Brian Noble obviously delighted with the way that this match has gone. Jamie Peacock will be the man who'll go up to receive the trophy from Mr. Kevin McQuillan, the sponsorship manager for InBev UK. And Jamie Peacock, vice-captain, but the man who lifts the trophy because Paul Sculthorpe is injured, probably the only blot on Great Britain's night. And they win the trophy after a thoroughly comprehensive performance. Daniel Anderson, that is the only downside, really, certainly for you as St Helens coach, on Great Britain's performance tonight, the fact that Paul Sculthorpe has picked up a knee injury and goes for a scan tomorrow.
Yeah, it is a downside, but look, it's a contribution. Brian Noble must be absolutely wrapped. He's got contribution from every single player in his squad. It was really hard to get a player of the match. They were all that good.
I made the point, Chris, during the commentary, that 7 of that New Zealand team were in the 17 that played in the Tri-Nations final last year. This isn't a hollow victory for these lads, is it?
Not at all. They're amongst the best players in the Super League. It was a very high quality performance. With every individual held their hands up, and we spoke before the game about players booking their seats on a plane to Australia at the end of the season. I think perhaps they've got 17 already booked on after that. It was outstanding from one all the way through.
Yes, it was a great performance, and Paul Wellens just gets better and better, doesn't he?
I think so. I'm very blessed as a club coach to have him as our custodian at the back, and He was fantastic. No, it was the players that didn't play in the Tri-Series last year had a huge impact tonight. Sean Long, Danny Maguire, Terry Newton, those three complemented the boys that were there in the tough losses they took. But full credit to them. It was a high-quality performance.
It was. And James Graham, well, he's 20 years of age. You're using him off the bench. I mean, he could be anything, couldn't he?
He could be anything. And maybe in 3 or 4 years, we won't be describing as he could be anything. He is that. He is capable of stepping into the boots of just about any player in the game.